Hey, what's going on, everybody? Movie Phantom here. Which you guys all know my lovely girlfriend Maya. Hey, sweetie.
Yeah.
So we heard a little bit of sad news tonight.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. You're the one that told me. You heard it. Now we heard it on. Just before we, go any further with it, we did hear it on Facebook, but it does seem to be kind of legit. So.
Yeah. Jackie Chan died doing a stunt.
Fell. That fucking sucks right there. I'm a huge Jackie Chan fan. Yeah.
Fell to his death.
That sucks. That really does. So, there you go. It's late breaking news. We found it on the way home tonight. So,
Yeah.
but the show goes on,
Yeah.
as does our show. So we'll go ahead and throw it out there. We got two movies for us tonight. We got Dark Water, the original Dark Water, and the original King Kong. Bam! There it is. And so yeah, it's bugging me. I know it's gotta be bugging you guys at home. It's bugging me. Sorry, I'm so unprofessional. Let me just tilt this camera. Yeah, right there. Boom, there it is. Okay. So we did it live. I'm okay. Don't bother me. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, last week I knew ahead of time I was not going to get much on this. I knew it. Top 3 musicals. But I did get one. Just found today too. Like I don't know if you sent it in before or if I hadn't done it to the computer, but I jumped on it this morning before we left, and we got one that did top 3. Jimmy Maggot hit us up, and he said at number 3, Tommy, The Who. I did see that. I seen the follow up with the director. I forget the director's name. Is it Ken Russell? Litsomania. I saw that, which has the lead singer from The Who doing it, and yeah. I liked it. It was bizarre and kind of fucked up, but I liked it. His number 2 was The Wall by Pink Floyd, which I love. The fucking Wall. That's just that's a good time right there. And then number 1, which I just won't see because I don't like them, Across the Universe, which is the musical with the Beatles music in it. I think the Beatles are just extremely overrated. That's just my opinion, though. And believe me, I'm not bad-mouthing the guy who gave us our only top 3 this week, so thank you very much. I do appreciate it. And once again, nothing going out to anybody. I realize that this is more of a horror-oriented show, and I throw a curveball like musicals out there. Hey, I understand. Believe me, I'm not blaming anybody else. But thank you very much for doing it. I do appreciate it. Now this week, we're doing King Kong, and I'm like, okay. With that in mind, let's do top 3 giant monster movies. I was going to say creature feature, but I'll say that for another time. We'll do giant monster. Fucking skyscraper type, fucking knocking them over type monster movies. Or at least, pretty good size. It can cause damage to a town. We'll say that. Giant, top 3 giant monster movies. For me, and this was a favorite when I was a kid, it was Godzilla vs. Mothra. Fucking loved it. It was just so fucking cheesy, but I don't know. Really dug it. Number 2, saw this a few years back and fell in love with it instantly because it took me back to those old movies. The Host. Or is it just Host or The Host? You guys know what I'm talking about either way. I thought it was so fucking badass, and I just really fell in love with it. And then, of course, that kind of led to my number 1, Cloverfield, which the more I watch the movie, the more I like it. So, what about you, sweetie? You got any top 3 monster movies?
No.
No? You don't want to throw King Kong on there?
No.
No, wasn't a big fan. So I want to know what your guys' top 3 monster movies are, and you guys know how to do this. Of course, you can leave the comment right down below.
No.
Personal messages,
No.
that's good. Of course, all my Phantom friends over on Facebook,
No.
hit me up there. MovieFam7@gmail.com.
No.
And
Video response.
So, yes, there we go. Now, I want to apologize. Over the past month, I have not been doing the news, and I guess, one of the things that I realized when I got a girlfriend, I don't really jump on the internet as much as I used to. That's not a bad thing. Believe me, I'm extremely happy. But it also means I kind of got to cut out certain things, and scoping out horror movie news is one of those things that just doesn't quite make the cut sometimes. But this week, it's kind of the same subject. I didn't really find anything interesting, but I did find one thing. And I don't know if it qualifies as news or not, but once again, did anything I ever talked about before really qualify as news? It didn't stop me then. I saw the trailer for Fright Night 2. Which will be straight to video. It don't look like it's a bad movie. It looks like it's a bad Fright Night 2. That's what, okay, there's a lesbian vampire, which I'm cool with, whatever. Her name is Jerry Dandridge, which was the vampire from part 1, right? But she spells with the G and it's a chick. Man, I get it. Jerry can be a girl name too, so I'm okay with that. But, okay, so there's Jerry Dandridge. And it's like the 3 kids go over there. Evil Ed, Amy, and of course, I can't think of what the kid's name was. What's the main kid?
I don't know.
You never seen Friday Night?
No.
Blanking. You guys know the fucking movie. The main kid, Charlie. Sorry, Charlie. Charlie, Amy, and Evil Ed go over, to Romania, I think, or some shit. Anyways, he believes she's a vampire. They don't believe him. Now, this is a true sequel, and we've already seen this vampire thing go down. And it seems like they're remaking the original, or remaking any of them. Like remaking the one that's already, the remake, the original. They're looking at remaking both. Like they're just like rebooting, but it still says Friday Night 2 in the credits. They get Peter Vincent. They're like, well, let's get Peter Vincent. The vampire, and it's just like it just seems like it's all just a remake, a cheap remake, with no-name actors, and they seem pretty bad. Like the guy got for Peter Vincent's like horrible. Like I'm just like, really, this guy? I don't know who the fuck. I didn't know who the fuck the last guy was. Really, I don't watch Doctor Who, but yeah, no, I don't know. It don't think it'd be a bad movie if it was just a movie like by itself. Like take out the names of anything related to Fright Night and just fucking do it. It could be a Friday Night ripoff, and I think it had more credibility than what we're going to see. But who knows? It may surprise us. So. All right, moving right along. Then we got some comments. I'm not gonna lie, it was really maybe the black heart of the Phantom is maybe you're. It's like warm bodies, and now it's starting to beat a little bit. It was dark there and cold, but now you're warming it up. But there was a very sweet comment we got. On the last video, we did a video that was our DVD thing. And if I mispronounced the last part of this, please forgive me. I am shitty with names. I believe it's Tara Thelen. And once again, I apologize in advance if I butchered that. But, she made the comment that we make a cute couple. And that's really sweet. Thank you very much. That means a lot to both of us. So, boom. And then Moods. I brought him up during that same video, actually, because I bought a New Year's Evil. And, Mass is cutting me over here. And I mentioned that, he does the same. I knew it was like the 81, but I couldn't remember if that was the year. So I actually threw a couple years out there. He corrected me and said that it was his 52 horrific weeks of 1981, which I urge you guys to check. I urge you guys to check out his channel anyways. Like, I really enjoy his stuff. Like, I'm not even that big on the hip-hop stuff, and I'll still watch those videos, because I just like hearing this guy talk about it. I mean, the guy knows the shit, so definitely check him out. And I'm sorry I butchered it, man, so I'm correcting it right now. And of course, our boy Ghostface Kid heads up with a new batch of Would You Rathers. And really good batch this time, I ain't gonna lie. And I'll be honest, I'm always honest with you. I mean, he's my boy. We talk outside of the realm of the show. And normally you get some really good ones, and there's some really ones. And this one's actually a damn good list all the way through. So we'll start it off then. Would you rather travel to the past or travel to the future?
I'll say the future.
You're on the future. Why?
Why? Because I don't want to worry about the past.
Don't want to worry about it? You're like,
yeah.
The future. I will say the past. And my school of thought is, and there's so many different rules to time travel, so I'm sure someone's like, hell, but fuck it. That's in my rules of time travel. If I go to the past and get murdered, when 1985 rolls back around, boom, I'm reborn. And I can, go through and hopefully learn from my mistakes. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be caught in a loop or not. I don't know how that works. But I know I'll be reborn. Whereas in the future, you travel to the future and you die, you're dead. And time keeps going. Now, once again, I know there are variations to the rules of time travel, and I get that. I'm just saying up here, and my answer is I want to go to the past. Plus the future, I'd be like, I've seen all those fish out, Time After Time, when Jack the Ripper and H.G. Wells comes to the present day. I don't want to be that guy in the future, like Fry in Futurama, where I'm just like, what the hell's everything here? At least in the past, I will have an idea of what shit is. Whereas in the future, I'll just be like, oh my god, this is insane, So I'll feel, I guess, more comfortable in the past. And it's the past too. I'll just and I don't know what, you didn't really specify where we're going exactly. I'll go to crazy old times, like the Roman Empire shit, and I'll just start fucking shit up. And most of it will be legal because I'm just I'm a god, and I know what's going to happen in 20 minutes, and then that event will happen. I'll be like, see? Oh, sorry, I hit your halo there. It is fluffy. So yeah, passed. All right, would you rather watch a movie without audio or just listen to it without the video? I'm gonna say personally for me, I'll take the lead on this one. I think I'd much rather watch it without the audio because you can put subtitles on. And to me, like, movies are more a visual experience than, because that's just radio. And I mean, of course, you can use your imagination, I guess, and maybe what you're putting in your mind's 10 times better than what's actually on screen. I don't know. That's an interesting thing. I could get 2 movies actually. Just get 2 random new releases that I know nothing about, and then watch them like that and see what the experience would be like. But I'll say if I had to pick just one, though, I'll go no audio. And so I like silent films. That's not a problem to me. What about you, sweetie?
Without audio.
Without the audio, so you'd be cool with just watching it too.
Yeah.
Same reason, or you got your own reason here, or? Yeah, I didn't mention at the top of the show. We'll get back to your would you rather's. You notice how quiet it is right now?
Yeah.
There's like nobody here. I didn't realize bring that up. Yeah, we had fucking. We have a full house. We literally.
Yeah.
I feel like Bob Saget. I'd much rather be Uncle Jesse though. If I can pick my character, I feel like since I am kind of the head of the family here, I gotta be Bob Saget. I don't want to be Dave Coulier though. Like I don't want to be that creepy dude living in the basement. Dude, that dude's a pedo. I guarantee fucking to you. I'm just saying. Yeah, but yeah, it's just us two tonight. Okay, up next, would you rather, I guess, change and morph and become somebody else who's already alive, or just be yourself?
Be myself.
You want to be yourself? That would be like the honorable, like, good answer. I want to be Bill Gates and just be fucking filthy rich. Like, I am that guy. I'm not gonna lie. I will sell out so quickly. Like, I have no morals or say, no, I will sell out. I'll bring you with me. When I sell out and become I'll be Bill Gates. I'll divorce that girl. She has half my money. I still got a shitload. They take the kids, and then I'll send my private jet out, and I'll pick you up, and it'll be all good. So, yeah, I'd rather money. I'm not gonna lie, money. Up next, we got this. You went dark on this next one. I want to throw it out there right now. You went so fucking dark with this one. Kill your whole family and get away with it, or kill all your friends and get away with it. Holy shit, Ghostface Kid. Holy shit. If I had to pick one, because they're both so appetizing, I guess I'll kill my friends. I'd hate to, but the thought of like killing my own families is horrible. Like, the Phantom does some dark shit, thinks some dark shit, does some dark shit, but I couldn't go that far. Friends, I feel like, because with family, there's a lot of kids, and I couldn't, I feel, I'm not the dude for me. I'm not the, fuck is his name? Was it Ronnie DeFeo? James DeFeo? And Amityville Horror. I don't want to just start stalking room to room, shooting the kids. I'd feel horrible. My friends, I'd hate to, but if I had to pick, I'm sorry. I will not pick my friends over my little cousins or anything, so, sorry guys, that goes for Man with No Name, and Robert Chaney, and El Blanto, and Teddy Watts, and Simon Terrell, and the horror hack. Yeah, you guys are all getting shot. You're excluded because you're a girlfriend, so I'll let you get the gray area no matter what, so you don't get shot, so you're good. What about you?
Neither.
What? You gotta pick one. Would you rather? It's a would you rather. You gotta pick one. I didn't enjoy saying I'm gonna kill my friends. That's horrible. But you gotta pick one. You gotta either kill your family or kill your friends. You kill your friends? You sick freak.
No, I'll kill my sister.
Oh my god! Holy shit! No wonder you fell from heaven. Oh my god. Moving along, would you rather pluck out your eyes or rip off your skin? Jesus Christ, that's still horrible. Like, I would much rather say rip off my skin, but then you're in the act of doing that. Oh, you're pulling it like all the it's just fucking, But the eye, I think the eyes would be quicker, but then you'd be blind. Like, I feel like with the skin, it would suck so much balls, but there's a cure for that. Like, I can finally get like a skin graft, or we could put like this weird, put like a robotic outer shell. I don't know, fucking doctors and scientists can figure that shit out. You take your vision away, you're fucked. I mean, you're fucked. What about you, sweetie? Pluck out your eyes or rip off your skin?
Skin.
Skin, yeah. That'd be a shitty, I mean, don't get me wrong, that sucks too. All right. Now you're gonna live no matter what. This, whichever one you take, you live. Would you rather get shot or stabbed?
Shot.
Or get shot? I'm gonna say stabbed. I think because I'm not. I feel like with the bullet, it'll be like, and you get a little bit. It may like explode or something like that, and like I'll have like fragments of bullet in me. It'll shatter ribs, and I feel like if you get stabbed, it's just a quick, and it'll still fucking hurt. You'll be like, oh fuck, I'm bleeding. But I feel like I'd be better getting stabbed than shot. That's just me. All right, and here we go. Would you rather, the final one? Would you rather just have one arm or one leg?
One arm.
One arm or just one arm? I'm gonna go one leg. I feel like I'll be in a wheelchair, or I'll get like one of those fake I'll get a robotic one. Hopefully my disability will cover it.
Oh, like our friend Trash.
Our friend Trash, our great friend Trash, the Canadians we partied with, dude, that's one leg. And dude, they were both drunk, and the other Canadian was just like, I tear it off and play hockey with it. And I'm just like, that's fucking awesome. And the guy's cool. Like the guy.
Yeah, they both drunk, and
they were
Trash
both.
didn't remember me.
So yeah, so I'll say I'll have one leg. You said you'll have one arm. So, all right. Well, thank you guys, and once again, comments, requests, recommendations, fucking hate mail, weird questions. We'll answer anything. And one thing, I'm going to throw out the specification real quick, because I had somebody, I talked to somebody the other day, and they're like, I threw a comment on there, and you didn't respond to it. And I know you guys probably know this by now, I always just take like a top 3 comments, or questions, or whatever. And I do try to reply back to everybody, so like if I don't, and that's the thing, if I don't reply to you when you send it, odds are it's going to be on the show next week. If I don't talk about it on the show, odds are I try to reply to you. And that's like, once again, if it's like one of those like, your show rocks, I don't know how, I'll usually throw a thanks, I'm like, thank you. But, like I said, I went over this before, I always feel kind of awkward, just like, because I feel like when you leave comments, I always pretend like we're in the same room talking. So when you're like, when I'm just like, this is why Michael Bay sucks, you guys are like, yeah, Michael Bay does suck. I'm just like, yeah, I can't keep going back like that. So but you guys know what I mean. Come on, man. So, you guys know how to do it, of course. All my fandom friends over on Facebook.
No.
You guys can, talk to me, leave me messages, talk, post shit. Of course, leave a comment right down below.
No.
Personal messages here on YouTube.
No.
And, of course, movefam7@gmail.com.
No.
And, of course, the very last thing is...
Video response.
Video response. So, there you go. So, let's get some reviews, shall we? Now, you didn't watch the first one, did you?
No.
I had to check this out. I had to get it online, and I watched it alone. A movie called Dark Water, in which a woman who's going through a custody battle, single mother, moves into a new apartment, which may be haunted. Alright, now, before I get into this one, I seen the original back when it first came out. In fact, that was like one of the first movies I stayed over. When I first worked at the theater, I was pretty good friends with the manager, or became friends with the supervisor at the time. And anyways, he knew I was a big horror movie fan, and he was kind of curious about it too, so he's just like, you want to stay over, fam, and watch it? And I'm like, hey, thanks, man, we'll do it. And we stayed over and watched it, and I fucking hated it. I thought it was just dull, wasn't scary, and it was trying to be scary. Everybody's like, well, no, it's a different type of... No. It was trying to be fucking scary, alright? Let's just quit beating around the bush. Yes, there's had an ending that, which I don't get into, but basically the same ending here. And that's weird. Like, I won't spoil that one, because it's within the 10-year buffer. I'm going to spoil the shit out of this one, because it was 2002. Yeah. Don't ask. But I just thought it was just very, so I was done with it right there. And that's when I first started like going like, wow, we're just killing it right now with this Asian, horror remake. Like, that was the first one. It's like, okay, we're done. We shouldn't be doing this anymore. And they kept going, and I don't know, some were okay, some were just shit. So when this came around, like, I haven't seen it yet, and most time I do like the originals better, and usually they're the first one I watch. Like when I saw, or whichever one was first. So when I saw The Ring, I loved The Ring. Ring 2 was okay. I thought it was whatever. It was what it is. And everyone's like the same thing. It is the same thing, but I just think The Ring is shot better. Just has a creepier feel to it. The Grudge was the same way. I watched The Grudge first, went back and watched Ju-On, The Grudge, and I felt the American remake was better. I just did. I thought the American remake to this sucked. Dark Water. I just so I feel like the original would suck too. I'm just like, yeah. I watched it. I really loved it. I thought And even like I already know, I'm pretty sure like they're gonna go with the same storyline basically. So I kind of already knew what the twist was gonna be or whatever you want to call it, the ending. Even knowing that, it was still really, it was like even knowing like what was happening, it was creepier, and it wasn't like it wasn't I mean, I guess it was because it's a horror movie, but it wasn't like trying to be. Like I felt like the remake was trying to be so scary. Like it was just like it was purposely dark, no matter where you was at. Daytime scenes were fucking dark. Every dark shadow, and there's it was trying way too fucking hard. This one just relied solely on emotion, and then when there's some scary shit that goes down, to me, I guess because you care for the characters a little more, it made it scarier. What makes it, I can't remember much about the original or the remake, because I really just didn't give a fuck. So like, I'm bad about that. Like if I watch a movie I don't like, I don't retain it up here. Like in Memory Warehouse, I throw it in the fucking fire. I keep a little stub that I watched that movie, but then the rest of it, all the info goes out. In this one, just I guess like I don't know if the remake was like that or not, but there's a custody battle, husband and wife, and typically, just like here in America, for the most part, they favor the women. However, she does have a history of mental illness. She was in an insane asylum or whatever, and they're like that can hurt you. So she's got that kind of going against her, and it's not a big deal, but it's something you should be aware of that that he could try to use this against you. So she moves in. Her and her daughter move into this apartment, and it's just shit. Which I think is kind of weird. Like they picked this one, because I'm like, how bad were the other like 20 apartments you checked out? And I mean, I guess it could be a budget thing too, but whatever. So they moved here, but of course it's haunted. So now, but she thinks initially like maybe it's just the husband trying to fuck with her to make her crack. So now she's making like a scene that like the all the divorce custody hearings or whatever. She's making a scene there like you did it, you fucking did it, and of course it's making her look even more crazy. Like what are you talking about? So it kind of adds, like I say, it really kind of adds to it a little bit more out there. It gives it a little bit more suspense, I guess you can say. Yeah, some really good scenes. There's a scene, and the thing was, I mean, I guess another thing about this one is the fact that like it's kind of funny because like the whole time she's fighting for her daughter, but she kind of neglects her a lot. Like I don't think she didn't mean to, obviously, but like there's a lot of scenes where she just leaves her at the school because she's too busy trying to doing a custody thing, or actually going to at one point she had a job interview, and and the whole time, I mean, a lot of times it feels like she's kind of neglecting her, and it happens a lot throughout the movie too. Like whenever like some shit's going down, she's going to investigate. She tells her daughter like stay here. And then she goes off, and once again, I mean, she's trying to unsolve this, unravel this mystery, but at the same time, she's neglecting her kid, So I mean, it has that mother-daughter relationship theme, goes throughout this entire movie. One thing I thought was kind of cool. Anybody who's seen the movie Don't Look Now with Donald Sutherland, Don't Look Now. Yeah, I think it's Don't Look Now. In that movie, there was a little girl, and of course, she's wearing a little red, red or yellow? I'm going to say red, but if I'm wrong, don't bust my balls too hard. Anyways, in this movie, it kind of, I'm not saying it's like where I got from, but it reminded me a lot of that because, the little girl spirit in this movie wears a little yellow rain slicker thing. And so you kind of always seeing that. The scenes here, I mean, there ain't a lot of scare scenes, but once again, they build it up so much that when those scenes do come around, it is kind of creepy. And I actually found, once again, watching it on the small screen, I found myself tensing up sometimes. Like, I wasn't expecting that either. I felt like I'd be bored watching it. And I wasn't. Like, there was a few scenes where I was like, holy shit, it's going to pop out. I'm waiting for like a pop out. And a lot of times it didn't. It was just like the build up to it, and then it kind of go to the next scene or whatever. There's one scene in particular where they're playing hide and seek at the school. And you already know what's going to happen because the little girl, like, they're like, don't hide here, you go hide over there, And so she runs to like this back hallway thing. That looks scary. I mean, it's brightly lit too, but you're just like, fuck, don't be by yourself. And of course, she jumps into this little cubby hole thing underneath these boxes, and she's looking. And then you see the point of view of the camera moving in, and she's just fucking, for real. I can't say nothing. Whenever she talks on her show, I usually do this over there. Anywho, but the point of view is kind of rolling in, and it's and then of course you see her feet, the ghost feet, and of course there's water, and dude, it's pretty creepy. I'm just like, holy shit, what's gonna happen now? And but it does, rolls on to the next thing. Like I said, there is an ending, and in the original movie, it kind of ends with this, where you find out that the little girl, she falls into, there's like a water reservoir thing on the top. It's like a water tower thing. And she falls into it and she drowns. And that's kind of the reason she's haunting you think. First you're like, she just wants to be found. But it turns out she just kind of wants her mommy. And whenever this girl's here, or when this woman, kind of moves in there, she kind of takes her as the mommy. And when you first see this scene, there's a scene where they're in the elevator, and she thinks she has her daughter. And of course, you see the door open at at her apartment. She's like, shit, it's the ghost. And of course, she's trying to hit the button, and of course, she sees her daughter come out, and you realize that it's the ghost with her. And she comes and she just like grabs. And I'm just like, this is the goofiest looking scene, but when you kind of realize what's going on, it kind of has more of an emotional punch, I guess you can say. And you're all like, wow, I mean, this is obviously what, and it's one of those things where I guess you kind of know, like, there's no escape. Like, the mother can't, and she has to say this goodbye to her daughter. Like, she's almost like, I'm trapped, I can't really, and to save us both from this ghost girl, I'm going to become this, little girl's surrogate mother in a way. I have to leave you behind. And the thing is, it's so hard. Like, the acting's not bad throughout, but dude, to see this little girl, the real daughter, the one who's still alive, screaming "Mama, Mama" or "Mommy," oh my, it's heart wrenching. It really is. And I'm not gonna lie, like, at that point you're just like, oh shit. And she literally, she sees that it's going up to a certain floor, and she rushes up there to get her mom, and then of course when the door opens up, all this water rushes out, and it's just so depressing. Where it differs from the remake is, the remake just kind of ends there, pretty much. I mean, if I can remember correctly. Maybe there's a little tiny epilogue thing, but it's pretty much there. Whereas this one actually skips ahead 10 years or so. And we see that little girl growing up, and she goes back there. And there's a little touching scene where she kind of sees her mom. And of course, the mom hasn't aged at all, so you assume the mom's dead and is also a spirit as well. But they have this little conversation thing. Of course, the daughter don't really remember a lot at all. Like, she just remembers they lived there in this apartment, and then her mom, left. But she thinks her mom's still alive. And there's a scene where they're talking, and the mom's in the kitchen, and she's like, crouched down right here, or vice, I can't remember. Anyway, they're talking, but when the camera cuts back to the girl, you see the little dead girl, like, all the way back in the back, just standing there. But it's so good, like, is she gonna fucking do some shit? What's going on? It's kind of creepy. And of course, the music gets all ominous and shit. And then, of course, whenever she turns around and looks, there's nothing there, and she looks back, and the mom's gone as well. And I really liked that ending. I thought that was just a really cool ending there. I really dug that. And I think the remake could have definitely tried to just copy this more instead of just trying to be like this dark, creepy movie. Because this one didn't really, it's gloomy and it rains. Of course, it's dark water, so there's a lot of water type scenes. But it's never really like, I don't know, like, I guess there's one scene to go up to the apartment above it, and there's a lot of water everywhere. But that's really the only one. Whereas in the remake, I just felt like the whole movie was just soggy. The movie felt fucking soggy, and I didn't care for it. I definitely recommend this. Now, it is, I don't know if it's Japanese. I'm going to say Japanese, but if it's another Asian country, don't freak out on me. It's Asian. It's an Asian horror movie. So there are subtitles. So, if you don't like to read your movies, you're going to miss out. But I do recommend it. I think you should check it out. So, up next, we're going to go back. Oh, shit. We're going back really far. We're going back to 1933. A little movie called King Kong, in which, this filmmaker wants to make his masterpiece, and he finds there's an island, and he goes to it. I don't think they call it Skull Island. It's Skull Mountain, but I don't think the island had a name. But they go to the island to make this movie, and of course, they meet this giant fucking ape, King Kong. That's the basis of it. Sweetie, why don't you give a review on this one? You did watch this. We watched it last night, so give us your review. What did you think? What was? Yeah. Now, I gotta say, now, you guys at home won't be able to test this because you guys will see what you see right here. You see what goes on right here. But when we watch a lot of movies, a lot of time, she gets the phone out. She does that, which bugs the shit out of me. She does this shit. You were kind of paying attention a little bit last night. I did notice that. You were kind of watching it a little bit more. I figured you'd like it. Normally, you don't like something, you just kind of do this, but you were actually kind of paying attention more, so what did you not like about it?
Black and white.
Black and white. So you're that person. You're like, if it's black and white, I can't watch this.
And it's very long.
It wasn't that long. It was long-ish, but it wasn't that long. So that's your answer, black and white and long?
Yeah.
Alright, fair enough. Excuse me. Oh, sorry, throat's got a little dry. Okay, I literally watched these movies backwards. I actually, oh, maybe I did. I may have watched 1976 a long fucking time ago. I don't really remember it. I wasn't that impressed with it then. I watched Peter Jackson's, and I liked it. I thought that was, you would not like Peter Jackson's King Kong. 3 hours. Like 3 fucking hours. It didn't even need to be that long either. They could cut a lot of shit out. But it looked good. I mean, I will say that. It definitely looked good. And dude, like the Islanders in that movie are fucking creepy as hell. So I watched those. So once again, I went on this rant before when I did my DVD review or my DVD collection. I showed them all. I showed King Kong. I went through this whole rant. So I won't go through it again. But like when you're watching King Kong, you know already. Like even if you've never seen the movie, you know exactly what happens. Like kids know what happened. Fucking Kong climbs the state building at the end. He falls, dies. Movie over. You know the fucking story. And for some reason, when I'm watching this one, it seemed fresher. If that can even be possible, at least the early stages of it before they get to the island, because it's very suspenseful. Like if you had no idea, like if somehow you just didn't know, you didn't see a cover, you didn't know shit, you just like, here's a movie, watch it, and you're watching it, dude, the build-up's fucking beautiful and brilliant. Like it really is almost scary when they're like, what is it? Like, I don't know what it is. But when he's giving her the directions on the boat, and he's just like, look up, and and you're amazed, but now you're horrified, and you're just like, holy, like what the fuck's on this island? And I feel like if it would have been something else, I don't know what the fuck else it could be. Maybe that giant, you guys remember in The Mist, that big ass fucking creature thing? Like it was like a giant mastodon, but it wasn't. If you guys know what I'm talking about, if it was something like that, but it's a giant monkey, and I'm not, like, don't get me wrong, I mean, a giant monkey would be horrifying if it was actually outside here, but, and especially, and then once again, it is 1933, alright? I'm not going to bust its balls on the stop-motion claymation thing, right? I'm not going to do that, alright? Because I know I'm giving it, in first time it probably was amazing, but it's still like when you get there and it is just a giant clay monkey, you're like, really? Like, this is what we're terrified of? It wasn't even that huge. I mean, he was, like, Godzilla and Cloverfield, and I don't know what the monster from Cloverfield was, but, and, they were, like, knocking buildings over. This motherfucker was just climbing them, so he ain't that big. He's big-ish, I guess, but he's not that big.
And he killed all the dinosaurs.
He did kill... Dude, that's one thing I love about this, too, was, like, literally... Like in the Peter Jackson one, from what I remember, he fights the T-Rex. Isn't that it? Like, don't he just fight T-Rex and that's it? Dude, in this movie, he's like fucking fighting everybody. Like, any monster, dinosaur, snake, he's just fucking them all up, and he fucking kills them. Dude, I know he kills them like in the remake too, probably, but in this one, he rips it, and you just get the blood trickling. I'm like, holy shit, like, Kong, he's fucking king. That's why he's the king right there, and he proves it. He's whooping, pterodactyls and shit, he's fucking everybody up. I love it. Dude, he's so ruthless too. Like they try to make him have a heart in the newest one. Like he's like, yeah, I know he had a heart in the old one too. I get that, but it just seemed like it was just more. He's just more animalistic and just more. I don't give a fuck. Dude, and like this one, I just love how he's like people, he's like eating them and shit. He's like, oh, I'm just crazy. And of course it looks cheesy because it's a claymation person he's picking up, and then it cuts to like a guy like in a mouth like, oh no, I'm being eaten, but. The thought of it was more disturbing to me than the actual, like, he's just like, oh, I'm eating everybody. I'm just like, holy shit, dude. Like, you're fucking some shit up. My favorite scene, my favorite scene, flat out, in this movie, it'd be, aside from, like, I guess, the build-up, but my favorite scene with Kong is at the end when he breaks out, and he's climbing the building. The first window he reaches into, there's, like, some girl just sleeping. No idea what the fuck's going on. She's literally, like, her day was, like, she got up, she made a sandwich, she probably listened to the radio, stayed at home. She didn't have a husband. She was just by herself. Fed her cat, ate, went to bed. Probably read a book and went to bed. And then a fucking giant, like, ape arm reaches in her bedroom, picks her up, brings it out, looks at her, and she's like upside down, like not even looking at her right, just looking at her, and then fucking throws her. I'm like, holy shit! And not like 2 stories up, which would suck too. No, they're like already like, I don't know, quarter way up the fucking Empire State Building. So this like fucking launches her, and she's dead. They don't show the impact, but come on, you ain't getting up from that. I'm like, holy shit, like Kong is just cold-blooded as shit. I like that of him. I ain't gonna lie, like, I was more into this movie than I thought it would be. I really am. I really feel like I was gonna watch it, get a cheap laugh of, this claymation, is how cheesy it looks. And I actually wound up liking this a lot more than I thought it would, which was crazy. It really is. I highly recommend it. I definitely think you guys should check it out. And I love the director, not the real director, but in the movie director, Denham. Like, he was slick, dude. Like, this guy, like, no matter, like, you put him in a corner, dude, he'd find a way out of it somehow. And I love that about him. Like, he had an answer for everything. He just didn't have an answer for how to keep Kong chained up, I guess. But other than that, everything else, he was good with. But yeah, of course, but we know the ending. He climbs, gets shot, and I would love to see Kong just once. Just, like, I want to do a remake of King Kong where it's the same fucking boring movie we've all seen, but at the end, he doesn't get shot and killed. He just keeps running. And that's the end of the fucking movie. He just runs. And it's like, shit. And everybody in the audience, the critics would be like, that's bullshit, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, fuck you. That was something I would have expected. And that's fucking awesome right there. I would love to see Kong just live once. Just once. Yeah, I recommend it. It is old. It is black and white and long. Anyways, no, it's a good movie. But once again, I mean, you can get past. I mean, once again, it is claymation. There's a lot of clay fucking mation. But what are you gonna do about that? Come on, really? You gonna bust balls about that? I liked it. I enjoyed it, and yeah, I guess you check it out. So, anything else to add?
No.
Nope. All right. Well, she's Maya. I'm the Movie Phantom, and we're out of here. So until next time.